This is the second video of my New Year's post-Christmas Lego haul. This is the one I got for Christmas for my dad, and that was Christmas money well spent. This is the apartment pet shop cafe, and I've added a few details throughout this build. First, I will admit this is my second take of this video because stuff fell apart in the first video. It fell, not fall, it fell. And I just decided to add my details on. So, I forgot to do this part. There are 3 minifigures, and minifigure 1 comes with the hot dog cart. So we have the hot dog vendor, his hot dog, ketchup and mustard pumps, giant hot dog on top, symbolize it's a hot dog cart, green and red light to symbolize when hot dogs are done, a grill with orange clear pieces underneath it. I put it upside down to show, and a little vent, and cool little wheels. So I actually forgot to show that off. So here in the front I have the chairs, a table with a croissant, a tree, and the menu to the cafe, a grill pieces for the fencing, some stone pieces I added from the extra pieces on the build, and the flower pot. Those were all pieces I didn't add. The trees, trash can accessories I got from Legos were added. And also there's a dog. That dog was from the sets. The other 2 dogs on the other ends are added. The brick build fire hydrant and lamp posts, and of course the troughs with the toys in it. And finally the ATM were already here. So I'm gonna do this bottom to top. I don't like when they do it top to bottom, honestly, because we're going to be putting it back together at the end anyway. So why would you do it like that? Ugh. The plants on the balcony are falling off. I was going to tell you about those in a moment. First I have to take off the roof, which is the 3rd floor balcony and the roof. Then I have to take off 1 room of the 3rd floor. 2nd floor. Ow. Careful. For me. Sometimes you gotta wiggle these modulars off. I just sighed. Now this happened in my last video, ladies and gentlemen. Why did you just sigh, Mandy? The modular came apart on the 1st floor. Oh my god, no. This is actually a reason why I redid the video. Yes, stay, please. No? Okay, for some reasons it's not. Some reasons it's not. It's refusing to stay. I don't know why it is. Come on. Back up. Back up. Back up. Had to knock a few things over. Put that together. You ever just want to use your fingers to stick Lego things back on and they won't? Okay, I fixed it. Oh, cool. That went smoother than last time. The tree tipped over in the last take of this video, so it's really sucked. Okay. Since I referenced all the fire hydrant stuff and the dogs first, here's the front of the cafe. There's a coffee mug sign with an overhang. And there's a street lamp with a archway for the windows. And I thought the archway thing was real cool and creative. So inside, we have a barista. Ooh, that actually does rotate. Above, on top, we have a lamp over the table that rotates up so you can see what piece they used inside. 2 mugs. Only 1 mug went with the set. Trash barrel I added. I think that's supposed to be like a mini trash barrel or like a pet that someone brought. I don't know. They're creative. A plate, which falls off very easily because this is a non-stud white table. There's another lamp, stud built, which I just discovered still. It also rotates. A cash register, complete white table, counter, and a red chair. And it also has a opening, functioning door, as most builds do. Boop. With a gray doorknob stud piece. Next, we'll hop over next door and go through the door like we belong. The door has a black doorknob, and we have the barista's father owns the pet shop. There's a penguin in the window, and there's some bricks on that blue wall. There's some little creatures under the cash register. A cash register, mind you, with no print register. Looks like our little entrepreneur here, pet salesman, dropped his hat, which is another accessory I added. There's a fish tank. Obviously, there's some bare vents above both of these doors. Different builds, because they're cool, creative like that. Obviously, each part of the building's not going to be the same. And that is it for the second floor. First floor, I didn't have to add much. I added a trash can, the mugs, and the hat at best. So now I will put on the second floor. Cool. Sweet, something already fell on the second floor. I love that. Well, if it's not secured by studs, it's going to fall. Come on, stick on there. Yes, it is. Like, is this? Well, it's a modular, so I could mix and mingle the pieces as I go. You know, it would be cool to see what it would be like to put the living room floor on the third floor. Okay. The third floor is the kitchen. I got some cups I added. I have a trash barrel I added. I have a table with a pizza plate. I added a white brick with a pizza plate on it. A carrot I added. And a bowl I added. The sink. The fridge with the oven and cupboards. Pot and pan that went with the set. And the cupboards with that middle stud piece. And with these stud, just to make them fancy. That I didn't add, so. All the cooler stuff I added, all the boring generic stuff, was not added. The only boring thing I added, I think, would be the carrot. There's an air vent, a fancy stud decorated little overhead to the table. I'm trying to get this trash can to stand up. Stand up! And this door opens in with a fancy wood handle that goes out to our illustrious balcony with fancy side and front. Besides, why am I not doing a second take of this? I sneezed. And of course the windows. I sneezed in the first one. Okay. I have a couch with a purse and a walkie-talkie in the living room. I have a fragile box because someone just moved in. Flower pot with the flowers facing inward because the pretty stuff should be facing in the house. I have a trash barrel. I have a shelf with books. Maybe a mini fridge. I think that little clear piece is supposed to represent a fridge, air conditioning and or drawer system, a TV that rotates a little with a race car show on it, some drinks, because, you know, I just had those, BTW, those are not Lego, I added those as a rebel, and a little fireplace, which is cute. I think that would be a digital fire, because that wouldn't be safe if it wasn't. And that's my favorite part of the set is the sliding. I just blanked on the name. Sliding blind system. So it slides where you want the light to go, where you don't. And we have a traffic light system. 3-sided. So this would be a 3-sided intersection, I guess. And the outside of the second floor, I have this coffee mug advertisement for our cafe. It rotates all the way if you force it, but it tips at that angle. Fun fact, I had it was supposed to have one steam piece on it, but there was an extra one just in case you lost the first one, and I decided to put both because why not? So the third floor I'm going to put on now. I'm only putting on one part because part of the third floor is the roofing system, and the roofing system has to go together in this modular. Where is that reason? Something's wrong here. It snapped right in. It's good when it snaps right in. First, we have this weird light over the picnic area. And it has a air fan vent. And that rotates too. But, you know, I wouldn't rotate that. It's kind of weird. Bends and rotates. I think that rotates cooler than the coffee cup. Coffee cup's heavier, that's why. So in this room, I have 2 hairbrushes. 2. Are there 2 in there? There were supposed to be 2. One fell out. And I will find it. Nope, it's on the bed. I have a cup and a drawer, bureau, and a bed. Interesting colors for the bed, honestly. Weirdo. And another sliding blind system. Really my favorite part. Truly. Outside, I have the balcony with the horrible, evil, curly plants. I like to call them evil because their stud placement annoys me. Which I forgot to mention in the previous video. A gray-handled door. I'm sorry. It's not fancy wooden for the top balcony. I think they were trying to make 3 different rooms for this build, but they were supposed to symbolize 3 different apartment buildings, but I've made it one home. I have a story. Originally, the owner of the building, the old man, and the barista lived here, but someone else is going to be moving in. They already did in my Lego scenario. So, this is the third floor, unfortunately. I would like to call it third floor part 1, because part 2, is connected to the roof. Don't mind that. That was probably another evil plant breaking. Actually, it wasn't. It was one of my add-on pieces. Oh, damn. What was that? When you hear a snap followed by a sound, you're like, uh-oh. Okay. They had a decoration on the second part of the floor that was the form of a bird. So I decided to add wings. Because why not? They're already birds. This is already weird. Oh, I figured. I added a tree, this extra flower piece from the set, a telescope over here. There's some binoculars over there. 2 extra pairs of scissors for the flowers. And these extra pieces, like little cushion chairs. The things that were here, chimney, with a tree falling next to it. Flowers, 1 pair of scissors. And, yes, the basket wasn't part of it either. It has a nice stud fencing, modular top. Oh yeah, I also, these were extra pieces, so I kind of made them look like lights, which they're not. I added the Lego keychain piece that comes with one of my minifigures I got for Christmas to this front because it seemed boring, and we should know it's a Lego building. So that's third floor, part 3. And who is jealous right now? This person, whoever lives here, has 3 balconies. 1, 2, 3. They have a patio balcony, which is cool. Little balcony for the kitchen. Awesome. And like their own personal bedroom balcony. Finally, we have the roof. Complete with a solar panel. I added the control panel for the building and maybe the air conditioning. That's just part of the modular. A modular piece to just make the solar panel look like fancy. And a walkway. Maybe you could come up here and look at the solar panel, fix it, maintenance it. And a fancy overhang that kind of looks like that garden overhang, which is like really cool. So I have one more accessory that came from this set. And to demonstrate that accessory, I have my minifigure, which came with this keychain clip, Supergirl. She's actually a rare minifigure, and this costed a good amount of dough. Supergirl, could you flip your cell phone around, please? This cell phone came with the build. So, Supergirl will be living here. She prefers her cell phone in her left hand, because that's just the way her Lego hair works. I will be adding more details to this build in the future. I'm going to be taking a diagnostic look at the windows and the windows of the airport too, seeing if I can maybe switch up a few things. So that is it for this build. Turn. This thing is, it's, I would say, heavy and not at the same time. Where's this? Okay, making sure everything's in place. Oh yeah, the ATM. I showed you briefly. I will open because it has money. The bill in there came from the set. The coins were my added accessory. The trough has a dog next to it, added accessory, which has 3 bones. There were only supposed to be 2, but I had an extra. And 2 toy balls. 2 chew toys. So, just making sure I caught all the details I missed. And I usually add a couple trees on the corners over here. Aha! One more corner. Obviously, these are side windows. And I added some exhaust pipes. Because, duh, it's a cafe. That's where most of the smoke's gonna go. Obviously, it will go up the chimney, too. But so this is my build. Oop. I like these windows, like, adjusted like that. This is the apartment pet shop cafe. Next video on Legos will probably be these mocked, like, make my own corrections. Yeah, I'm gonna call mock is usually make my own creations, but I'm gonna call my mock make my own corrections. Alright guys, this has been my Lego haul. Goodbye.